you're familiar with my channel, you'll know that I like to explain my gameplay and decisions, but I usually do this live while playing, so I can't always explain things fully. In this video, I recorded myself playing Bedwars fully focused with no commentary so that I can do a deep analysis of it, explaining my decisions in much more detail than usual. If you like this video, let me know and I'll make a part 2 and a part 3. Each game I've chosen is a different scenario in terms of map and sweatiness of the lobby, but this first game is the normal, a fast iron map with a few sweaty opponents. I start by just doing my normal defense, which involves getting 32 blocks of wool, building a ring around your bed, and then going back to fill in the end stone. I like this because you do get your defense down slightly faster, but it also lets you check what your opponent is doing so you can buy exactly what you need for the following rush. I see my opponent bridging over, but I decide that I'm fine with him coming to my base. I take this time to go to diamonds so that I'm at least making use of it, but come back so that obviously my bed is defended. Now my opponent is above me, but I'm okay with this because I can just keep buying stuff with my generator, and all the time that he spends up there not dropping is just time I'm getting more stacked than him. When he does finally drop, I can kill him easily and then be kitted out for the revenge rush. When I get up to his bridge, you'll see that I mine out the first block on the flat section. It's hard for them to see this while coming up the bridge and they'll sometimes fall into it. Then I block him off, get in close and get his bed, and for the fight I long block hit because we're right inside of each other. I go and bank his generator but save the 2 blocks in my hotbar, allowing me to jump up and then clutch on the bottom of the map to die from fall damage, saving me a lot of time over simply voiding. When I respawn, I head to my diamonds, throw them off to the side so more keep spawning, and since red, the other sweat, is going to mid, I start going there as well. I do a couple quick checks to make sure he's not fireballing me, and right when he runs through the emerald gen, I try to fireball him into the gap between the 2 islands. Because he saw that I was worried he would fireball me, he wasn't worried about me fireballing him. So it catches him off guard and knocks him into the crack. He clutches and I know that I want to kill him since he has a lot of M's. I try to drop down into him, but I play it poorly and he knocks me away. Once I get in the hole with him, I once again long block hit to make sure I don't take much damage and win the fight. I get his diamonds and emeralds, and since I'm already on low health, I decide to just go back to my base. With these 4 emeralds, I know that I can buy 2 bridge eggs and get his bed from the corner rush. Because in the time it takes me to buy them and get to his base, he'll probably be right about at mid. I get his bed, but I see yellow going towards my base on the asteroid belt. I know I could fireball jump to him, so I go back onto my bridge to the closest point. And instead of fireball jumping up, I make a pillar and fireball off it to take less fall damage. I hit yellow off, but I also hit my S key for some reason and end up in the void as well. I respawn and see white across the map, so now I know exactly where all the players left in the game are, since yellow obviously just respawned like me. Since white has no mid-bridge, I decide to go for yellow instead, since yellow was already rushing me. As I come around this corner, I see yellow getting to green base and running inside. And this is very important. Since this is the second base he's gone to this life, it's almost guaranteed that he's gonna have a fireball. So as soon as I see him go into the base, I'm already getting ready to predict when he's going to come back out. I fireball jump over and start bridging to his base, and right when I predict he would be done buying stuff, I stop bridging and look up to see that I was perfectly right, dodging his fireball and allowing me to finish bridging to his bed. This kind of predictive gameplay isn't easy to teach, but that entire time I was just thinking from his perspective how long it would take to go into the gen, buy the stuff he needed, and come back out to throw the fireball. I finish bridging to his island and get his bed. He decided to come back to his base, so I steal his gen and gap up, and then I can take the fight. Once I crit him here, I'm up so much damage that the only thing I'm worried about is getting knocked off the map. And since he moves back towards the base, he has a good angle to hit me off. So I make a little guardrail of blocks to ensure he can't hit me off, turn the corner, and final him. I see white at mid, and the only real play here is to void, but I waste a little time trying to speed telly to mid, which obviously doesn't work. While dead, I see that he's going to blue's base, and since that's 2 bases away and I don't see him leaving when I get to mid, I know that I have time to safely go mine his bed and hop in the void. While dead again, I can see that he actually went back to mid instead of pushing me. And since he's the only player left, I spend all my M's to get a bridge egg and a tracker, so if he bought an invis with all his M's, he can't sneak past me. I follow the tracker and confront him at his diamond gen. He's showing that he has a sharp diamond sword and some level of prot diamond armor, which obviously isn't a good fight for me. So I risk using one of my 2 fireballs to try and knock him off the map. I fireball behind him against the pillar and it does work, knocking him off and winning me the game. Now for game 2, we're going to look at a traditional game but on a slow iron map. So once again, this game has a couple other sweaty players, it's just on a slow iron map, which significantly changes the optimal way to play. Despite it being slow iron, I can never do a 1-layer defense, so you'll see that I spend a lot more wool to make it a 2-wool defense. Then the only real play is your first rush, but here I decide to go for diamonds. I always prefer to go to diamonds over going directly to my first rush. This kind of comes down to personal preference. Going directly to my first rush would have also been a fine play here. And then here's the first good play of the game. Knowing that my opponent is about to get to the diamond gen, I stall for a second, take the diamonds, and start running back. I know that this will make him panic and try to chase me as soon as he jumps down. And because he's 500 stars and my bridge is positioned on the corner, I trust that he will take the shortest possible route to try and catch me, meaning he'll run directly along the edge of the island. So as soon as I look back and see that he jumped, I can simply back up and strafe in, easily knocking him off the side. From here, I can safely go to his base, and now I have a decision. I could get his bed and risk losing the diamonds, or bank the diamonds and risk losing the fight. I decide to save the diamonds, go for the fight, and then mine his bed after, because even if I lose that fight, I will be up protection on him and likely win the first rush eventually. But after banking the diamonds, I do manage to win the fight and also get his bed. I'm not able to pull off a miracle 1 heart flawless, so I die, and upon respawning, there's only one real play. I just buy a stone sword for more damage and some blocks to go over to his base. I put the blocks in my e-chest before taking the fight, because materials are very scarce on a slow iron map like this. It never hurts to save whatever you can. After killing him, I buy a golden apple, but I don't eat it right away. Even though I'm on low health, at this point my priority is getting to a better location. If I waste time while I'm inside that base and can't see what any of my opponents are doing, somebody could be rushing me that I just don't notice. So instead, I go directly back to the diamond gen and make my bridge to mid, before eating my gapple now that I'm sure I'm preventing any pressure. Blue just killed red, and since they were both at mid, it's safe to assume he has a lot of emeralds, so I decide to chase him, using more optimized pathing and only hitting him once I'm sure that it will register. He gets knocked off the side, and you see me start going up to his bridge, but I pause to make sure that he doesn't give me emeralds when he dies. And seeing that he did in fact have emeralds, I skip his bridge for now and go to red base. Once I'm done gearing up, I go back to push him and see that he got to his bridge first. I decide to use the pillar jump on him, pausing as soon as I get up to his bridge and setting the pillar up far away from me so I have plenty of space to get a good run and jump onto the side. I knock him off, and by now I'm confident that I will be winning any fights against this guy, so I decide to take his diamonds and go to his base, and this time I mine his bed before banking the diamonds, knowing that this particular guy probably won't beat me in a fight. After winning the fight, I use some of the M's I got from blue to corner bridge egg to green. Green is a nickname, which means it's unclear how good at the game they will be, but they have the potential to be someone really sweaty. I see green at his diamond gen bridging to mid. While I do have a completely free path to get his bed right now, that leaves me in a pretty bad spot, because once I get his bed, he's threatening to mine through mid. So I'm essentially forced to void, allowing green to get all 8 M's and run to a base on the other side of the map for me. Instead, I elect to fireball him as he's going mid from his diamond gen. If I can kill him here, he's guaranteed to respawn at his base, and I can take a fight with him immediately and avoid that entire clutch scenario. Now that he's dead, I don't need to void, and I instead focus on gapping up and making a wall here so he can't use his spawn prot to run away. Doing this does let him buy a stone sword when he respawns, but having an iron sword and prot iron armor, I was okay with that, knowing he only had chain. I win the fight and quickly glance across at the remaining 2 teams, seeing that neither of them has any bridges to anything except for each other. That means I can simply take my time, buy another bridge egg, and rush Aqua through the corner as well. Once I run to Aqua's base though, I have my first skill issue of the game, failing to place any blocks off the iceberg to keep Aqua from hitting me, so he knocks me right into the void. Once I respawn though, nothing has really changed. I still outgear both of them significantly, so I simply buy more bridge eggs and go for white. White's getting Aqua, so I get his bed for free, and from here it's an easy win. Fireballing white and having it luckily blast him back towards me, securing me the game since Aqua already died somehow. A very smooth and dominant game. In contrast to that, let's look at a game where I made a ton of mistakes and played quite poorly, as going over my own mistakes might be even more helpful for you guys. In this game, I'm playing on Nibuk, and I start the game just like any other. I do my normal wool ring before going back to put up endstone. Even the fastest rushers can't get here before you put this defense down. Next, I buy some blocks and bridge out to diamonds, and again, this is personal preference, but once I get the 2 diamonds uncontested, I just bring them directly back to get protection. Here though, it probably would have been safe just to rush my opponent with the diamonds because they didn't even put up a bed defense, something I've been doing more recently. When I get back to diamonds, yellow is almost there and I start going over but see him hold a fireball. As soon as I see that, I jump down and make sure to block up because the only thing I'm worried about is him landing on me and knocking me off. Instead, he decides to skip past, so I start running after him. You'll notice that even though I catch up to him immediately, I don't hit him. It'll boost him away from me and knock him towards my bed. And if he gets to my island before me, I'm in a really bad spot, since he could easily knock me off the bridge from the safety of the island. Instead, I wait till we both get there before hitting him, ensuring I won't get knocked off and winning me the fight. And as soon as I turn after killing him, I see Aqua making a giant bridge up to yellow, and white rushing in from mid. With all of these players at once, I decide to just take the diamond and go back to my base, waiting to see what white might do. He decides to come for me, so I simply run off and one-tap him, but now I'm not really sure what to do. This is the first area I start to play really poorly. Instead of making any decisive decisions, I just go back to my base and waste a lot of time getting more materials. I'm still 2 gold away from iron armor, but I decide that the best play here is probably just to camp and get it, because that will set me up much better for whatever chaos is about to happen. After getting it, I head back out, seeing that Aqua managed to final yellow. At this point, it's safe enough to go over there since I only have to make sure Aqua doesn't skip me, and noticing that he's invis, I simply fireball to reveal him and easily get the kill. I immediately rush back out because I'm nervous about being rushed by white again, but instead I see yet another different player coming to my base. I try to go really fast to make it to the diamond gen before him, but end up voiding, which was obviously a pretty bad mistake. Now I lose all the materials I had at yellow base and have to defend blue, who gets my diamond gen with just my gen. Blue buys jump boost, and you'll notice that as soon as I see it, I back all the way off. Unless both of you are on extremely low ping, you should be very worried about people dropping on you from high above. You usually won't be able to hit them back in any meaningful way. I try to position myself such that I can hit him when he lands, but I miss. So in a split second, I decide to fireball jump back, but get a poor angle, and then this happens. With a couple good clutches, I'm able to survive and barely save my bed, but if I had just spaced correctly at the diamond gen, none of that would have had to happen at all. Luckily, next rush, it looks like white is going for blue this time, and he manages to knock him off, so I just run M's at mid. To my surprise, white doesn't mind blue's bed despite having plenty of time, which makes me suspicious that blue might have obsidian. Given that I collected 7 M's, I find it somewhat unlikely, so I just keep it in the back of my mind for now. I go bank all my M's and diamonds, and then run right back out. I see someone going for white, but blue is my main focus. When I see that he's playing this fight slow, I decide to aggro really hard, catching him off guard and easily knocking him into the void. And at this point, I actually play somewhat decently. Seeing that blue ran out immediately, I know he doesn't have any blocks. So I make a simple pillar and get a few free hits. From there though, I mess up my blocks and he does hit me back, so I simply let myself fly far away and then block up in front of me. At this point, blue has actually stuck himself in between 2 pillars, and since he has no blocks, it's not an easy place to get out of. Knowing this, I decide to jump directly over blue, ignoring him and going for his bed. I know that this will make him panic and start trying to get back right away. So once I jump over, I simply turn around and one-tap him off while he expects me to be going for his bed. A play that might be familiar to some of you as tip 13. From here, I gap up to take the fight, and this is where the rapid mistakes start happening. Something about my laggy opponent made it really hard to hit him in this fight, and even though I still win it pretty easily, after hitting him the last time, I turn away, only to see that the hit didn't work, either due to bad aim or his bad connection. At this point, I try to back out of the fight, but it's too late and I don't manage to close it. This mistake was awful. There's basically no excuse for letting him survive here. And now I have 3 finals to deal with instead of 2. What's done is done though, and now I have to start eliminating finals. Thanks to my previous mistakes in this game, I'm very low on materials and diamonds. Running up to my diamond gen, I see an absorption particle coming through the wall, and know that a player is hiding behind this block off. so I simply go around and knock him off. I again turn away early, but this time I hear fall damage. Knowing that he survived, I go back to kill him and play it absolutely horribly, thinking he's on lower health and just dropping on top of him, meaning I get one tapped off and lose my last inventory of good items. When I respawn, I'm forced to buy just blocks and a stone sword, but at least I know where white is. I go to yellow intending to kill him this time, but he gets a bunch of ridiculous hits and I once again lose the fight. The more time that goes on like this where I just die over and over in fights, the more behind I'm getting on diamond upgrades. So on my next life, I elect to just take the 2 diamonds and bring them back, finally getting sharpness. And when I'm done buying it, white is finally coming for me. He's bridging straight up, so I go to fireball jump to him, and of course I don't get a fireball jump thanks to the server, so I have to scramble back to my bridge. With white above me, I decide to not give him an angle to drop on me, staying behind him. He tries to drop anyway, and from here I'm in a good position. I know that just by being over him like this, he's going to panic, since he knows that I could simply drop on him and knock him off. So I don't rush in, standing there letting him panic until he gives me a good opportunity to knock him off for free. With white finally gone, I can once again go to mid. But by now, blue and pink surely have a ton of emeralds each. I see them both on the opposite side of the map and decide to pin pink against blue here. He pots jump and you'll notice that I don't go in, just gapping and standing at mid. Pink is the one who wants to come to mid and wants to avoid blue behind him. So just by standing here, I know that he'll probably come to me. When he finally comes in, I can see that he's using a KB stick, so I make sure to keep my back to the leaves. He panics and starts fireballing the ground, so I simply wait for him to come down and get the final. I've been playing with low materials, so I don't have a gap, meaning I elect to take the diamonds and M back to my base. Blue has had so much time to stack up, so I'm absolutely certain that he's going to fireball me here. I fake jump down to the bridge but still get caught in the blast, and here's where I make another mistake. I can't decide whether to stay or to jump for it, and I end up taking too long doing nothing on the bridge, letting blue fireball me off and get all my diamonds again. He takes them to my side base, and when I respawn, I realize that this life is very important. I'm so low on materials that I should probably spend some of my M's to try and kill him here. I get jump and a tracker and run out. I see him coming from yellow and decide to just aggro really hard, closing the distance faster than he expected and hitting him out of his fireball jump. Here again though, I make another stupid mistake. As soon as I hit him off, I just turn away from the fight and start running aimlessly towards mid. Blue was left alone for so much time. It should be super obvious here that he would have at least 1 pearl, so the infinitely better play would have been to go back towards my base expecting a pearl. If I did that, I probably could have saved my bet. But instead, he gets it for free and all the same issues still pertain. He's still way more stacked than me, he still probably has more M items that he hasn't used, and I have basically no materials to work with. Despite this, I know I can get a few M's running through mid, so I don't waste any time, starting to collect M's and figure out what I should do. Luckily though, blue ends up voiding off screen, giving me the win by default. Hopefully this poorly played game helps you guys not make the same mistakes. Hope you found that helpful. This post-analysis voiceover actually took way more work than I expected, but I still plan to do this for doubles as well sometime in the future. Probably this time with a mix of comms and analysis. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.
Like your bitch, come hearts on my jeans, you ain't never seen this shit. Now I'm up, I got a couple bad bitches on my dick. I've been on my bankroll, you been looking on my shit. Sort of talking, every time I use is one-sided. I'm getting hella biz.